Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the Thursday, October 26th special meeting of Borough Council to order. I will read the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the roll. President Bush. Here. Councilmember Borough.
Here.
Councilmember McGreevy.
Here.
Vice President Rickards.
Here.
Councilmember Whitson. Here. Councilmember Portner.
Here.
I do not believe we can actually change the agenda of a special meeting, so you can. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that section. Before we get to public comment, let me just explain a little bit the circumstances. So there's one agenda item. It is to appoint Matt West as a borough consultant. If you look at the contract, it's primarily to work on the budget. This is something that council had intended to do at its last meeting, but for various legal reasons, we needed to call a special meeting to make this appointment. And this Mr. West's role will be important going into our next meeting, which will have a budget discussion, which is why I couldn't really wait for another week to do this. And this agenda was advertised in advance. An agenda was placed on the door 2 days ago of Borough Hall. The description in the website described the sole agenda item of this meeting, and so it is the opinion of our borough solicitor that this satisfies the Sunshine Act requirements. In addition, the contract has now been posted to the website under meeting materials, so if anyone wishes to look at the contract, it is available. All that being said, let's move on to public comment. There is no one in the room, so we will move online. Anybody online wish to make a public comment? Carol Marie?
So my question is, yes, I understand you got the sunshine requirements and you advertised in the Norristown newspaper, but not everybody's walking by the borough office, and getting this agenda out didn't come until 2 o'clock in the afternoon today. So we could actually see what the agenda was on the meeting. And it was really frustrating. You know, we like to be apprised of what's going on. And it seemed very secretive, because when the meeting was announced yesterday, you know, at the end, whatever the meeting came out yesterday, there was no agenda to it. And I made several phone calls trying to get a copy, or trying to get an idea of what the agenda was. And it just seems that again, it just goes that transparency is lacking.
I mean, to be fair, we posted a public notice on the website 2 days ago under news and announcements, which literally states the purpose of the meeting. So I think it's under our advertising requirements.
It's a non-standard procedure. We don't usually have these special meetings, so
I guess on the calendar where the meeting was announced is where typically you look at the calendar and see what's going to be happening in the borough, and that's where we get the information. But not having the agenda on the meeting until 2 o'clock in the afternoon was frustrating, and just didn't seem a good way to handle it.
But what's on the agenda that's not in the public notice? The public notice actually states what exactly is on the agenda. So,
well, you know, going forward, we will make sure to put it in the usual place on the council meeting materials, which I think is probably where you expected it to be. That's where I would.
And I also added it to the borough calendar. So if you go to the borough calendar and you go to that day, it actually says like what the purpose of the meeting is in the calendar.
So I think we'll just make sure to put it in this one other place as well going forward.
Yeah.
Thank you for addressing that.
And if you called several people, Carol Marie, always shoot us an email and say, hey, I called, I haven't gotten a response.
Well, she did send a call. Yeah.
Oh, I did not see that in my email. Okay.
Okay. I figured at that point that it had been posted. All right, so we have one consideration item on the agenda.
There is one other person.
I'm sorry, is there anyone else wishing to make a public comment?
Yeah, I will briefly. Fred, I appreciate your willingness to listen to the crowd, albeit it's quite a small one today. I don't appreciate Alan's combativeness. I think it's listen to the people that we represent. Fred, your responses were certainly appreciated, but and it's not a battle here. It's just kind of, we're just conveying our opinion and our experience. So, Fred, thank you, Alan. I understand your defensiveness, but it's just the way that we're receiving it is what we're trying to convey.
It's not trying to be defensive, but I had to explain where I had posted it so that way everyone understood it. So
Yeah,
I understand that, but it's posted in a Norristown newspaper.
Look at it.
And see, exactly. It's like you give this, just recognize that. I mean, like, put yourself in the shoes of the people that live here.
And we didn't do the address.
It's true. If you want to give your name and your address for,
Sure, Michael Staub, 222 Sabine Avenue.
all right, thank you. And
Fred, thank you, by the way.
Carol Marie Scanlon, Sabine Avenue as well, the other comment. Thank you. All right, any other public comments? Okay, seeing none, we'll now move to the consideration item. Thank you for pointing out that someone needed to talk. Do I have a motion?
I move to appoint Matthew West as Borough Consultant to provide administrative and technical support to Borough Management.
So a second?
A second.
Okay. I'll note once again that Mr. West's contract is posted on the Borough website, and current intention is to retain him for this week and next week, really, unless the borough manager and or borough manager and council really decide to engage this further. That's our current plan. Any other discussion? Okay. We're voting to appoint Matthew West as the borough consultant. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, it's unanimous. That is our one and only agenda item tonight, although we will have an executive session afterwards to discuss personnel matters. We can't, we will not return, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Sir, second? Second. All right, all those in favor of adjournment? All right,
Thanks.
thank you. Thanks, everyone.